Hello everyone, this is Dmitry and I'm the developer of this platform. What we are building, it's a conversational platform for busy teams, a Slack first productivity tool, a Slack bot actually, that is intended to boost productivity of different teams that work with customers. Let me explain the opportunity here. In contemporary teams, particularly in startups, developers have to wear many different hats. They have to work with different types of software, to work with the customers, to answer questions, and in the same time, they have to develop software, test software, maintain software. So they have to do frequent context switching, and it's very distractive, and it leads to conflicts, and it leads to burnout. So we want to reduce this, if not to eliminate this. We want to make it as efficient as possible. And we want to reduce the time that is spent for repeated tasks, answering same questions over and over again. And we want to let developers and customer success teams do their core duties, do whatever they do every day, and only dedicate the time that is necessary to answer questions. And in the same time, we want to provide a way for our clients to do as much self-service as possible. So they can go online, they can research and find their answers, and only resort to Slack when it's absolutely necessary. As there will be less friction, there will be less burnout, there will be more happiness between company and developers. And in the same time, we provide more innovation. We want to build it an AI tool that will be based on neural networks, on natural language processing. We'll use deep learning, and will eliminate human error and provide as much automation as possible. So our target audiences here are customer success teams, different types of operation teams, such as DevOps, SysDevs, systems and security teams, system administrators and security engineers that answer support tickets, answer questions, and use Slack extensively. Also development teams that build software and have to answer questions, schedule Zoom meetings, or answer questions in Slack. So they have to type things over and over again, frequently creating tickets that are inessential or just orphan or just not needed. So we want to boost their productivity by making their work less destructive. Also, online community managers that manage technical communities, answering technical questions online, they will find it helpful. Also, sales teams, people that have to articulate efficiencies, inefficiencies, different things, what their products can do, cannot do. Also, we will find this tool helpful. And different consultancy teams as well, because they have to provide consultancy services. They have to transfer knowledge from them to their customers. And they will find it helpful as well, because they will spend more time on actual development and less time actually transferring knowledge and instructing their customers how to work. The target companies here are mostly B2B companies that have their own internal development cycles, their own software, their own products, or their own services that they somehow have to articulate and answer questions. And they work with customers this way or another, and they also have some type of online resource where they publish their questions and answers, or their frequently asked questions, or their blogs. So they will be able to transfer as much knowledge outside. So their clients will be able to do as much self-service as possible. And this will save save them a lot of time and a lot of resources because their engineers will focus on development. So to help you better understand how the actual business process here works, let's view this. Let us get this business diagram, open it. So imagine we have a customer. Most of the time, customer goes online. You see that upper left side icon, online and mobile QA and knowledge. That might be a blog, that might be an online site with questions and answers, maybe a chat, an online chat, maybe any type of online resource where we actually publish our content with questions and answers. So first, our customer goes there and he tries to find there. In a successful scenario, he finds something and he uses it. If he does not find, he has to go to Slack and ask questions. So our goal is to minimize time spent on Slack and maximize self-service with T1. So we want to bring this ratio to the minimal one. We want our client only get to Slack when they absolutely cannot find something. So they do not find and do not type things over and over again. So our customer success team here does not get distracted and can focus on actually developing things, on testing things, on maintaining things, particularly in startups, in smaller companies. Companies cannot afford having a dedicated support team, so many engineers have to do many tasks. They have to wear many different hats and round robin context switch all the time, and it's very distracting. So we want our engineers to spend as little time that T4 on Slack and as much time on actually dealing with their core duties, developing, maintaining, troubleshooting, deploying, doing code reviews, pull requests. So for this, we will store our knowledge in knowledge base. That's knowledge base on the right. And we will store our repeated answers there. And clients, when they ask, they will get answers from there. If we select an automatic mode, that will be processed by just our NLP engine here and will be rendered back to Slack. If it's a manual mode where we use the actual pre-moderation step, our customer success person or our engineer will review it, approve it, maybe do some minor adjustments and make it published in Slack. And that will go to customers. So we want to minimize time T2 here and maximize T1, and that will boost our productivity. Same here, we want to minimize T4 and maximize T3. So that will make our engineers more productive and our customers happier. And in the same time, we want to maintain it as human as possible and automate it to a degree where our customers will be satisfied and our engineers will not be distracted and will not have to do repeated stuff. That's our business process diagram. And of course, we have integration of CRM platforms such as SAP or Salesforce. We have integration of Elk, or Jira or Trello and Kubernetes and many different platforms. It all comes into play here and gets used. So when our NLP engine decides to publish something there, it goes there. And the opposite, if something happens there in those external platforms, our NLP engine gets educated about it, and the response is rendered back to Slack here. And the knowledge base is actually the place where we keep our templated answers. They are depersonalized, and when they're to be posted, they get personalized for a specific client and get posted. And also we have Also, we have an architecture diagram here that actually describes how exactly this is structured. We have a chatbot, we have a knowledge base, we have a module that is responsible for our NLP, natural language processing. We will have a dashboard here that will allow us to do different insightful analytics things, do some metrics, investigate the trends, get some recommendations, define rules, trigger actions. And we also have front end. The front end is actually any external resource where we publish our content. Our QA, our questions and answers, our frequently asked questions, our knowledge, all our knowledge that is available publicly or internally in some cases. That all gets integrated with a message bus layer that allows communicating all those things, puts them all together in a single context. And that also allows to integrate tools such as Jira, Bitbucket, Dropbox, Kibana, Salesforce, and other APIs. And that all connects to Slack, our chatbot, and that gets published into Slack. That's our architecture. So as we mentioned, most our teams are B2B teams because those are the companies that integrate different tools such as Salesforce, such as SAP, and they also work extensively with their clients. The business process we just described. So the actual impact and the benefit that we have here, our customers find more answers online and can do more self-service as we just described. We improve employee productivity. Our busy engineers spend less time doing repeated stuff and they address issues that are more essential. They spend more time developing things, more time testing, more times deploying. It also increases brand competitiveness. It makes your brand more competitive. And it also gives you cutting edge technology here as we use AI to actually process our answers. It makes you more competitive because of using deep learning, using NLP, using neural networks. Not too many companies today do it efficiently. So let's review the competitors' landscape here. There are a couple of companies such as Obi and Adomni, Obi AI and Adomni.com, that are focused on the knowledge base part of it. They're very good on knowledge base, but they don't have too much of an AI flexibility. So their responses are frequently not smart enough. So they do render questions. Sometimes they just don't have an answer. So they have no way to generate, to have that generative adversarial neural network. They don't have it. So when they don't find your answer, they will just say they cannot find it. And many times it's very inconvenient. So they're good on knowledge base, but they're not so good on AI. Another category of companies are Help AI. This company is more focused on Jira and Atlassian stack productivity. They're trying to increase customer productivity by integrating Slack and Atlassian. They are good at what they do, but still it's very partial focus on specific stack without having too much of AI and natural language processing and flexibility. Another good tool is Tala. This is a purely AI automation tool that is focused on workflow automation. That provides a highly sophisticated AI that allows you to run workflows from your dashboard, but they don't have too much of a knowledge base focus, and they don't provide something like Obi or Adomni. And then there is another company, Frame AI, that is an early awareness tool, provides a customer solutions for early warnings, customer monitoring, and sentiment analysis. They help you to identify who your customers are, what they feel, how they feel about your product, and let adjust your business model and business process accordingly. But yet again, they're not too strong on knowledge base and not too strong on what we are building here. So they don't have that conversational logic in Slack that we want to provide. So our key differentiation points: strong AI-driven knowledge base. You will not have to wait until your answer is provided or adjusted. It will just generate it for you from knowledge base. You will not need to form your questions on a tricky way and try to guess whether it will satisfy the bot or it will not. So it will be done for you by us. Our deep learning framework or neural network will generate it for you and will render it back. We also plan to provide strong context awareness. So we will take into consideration many different events that happen in the background in the same time and adjust the answers accordingly. So we will see if something happens in the same time, in the same region, on the same resource, we will figure out that it's the same issue, and we will adjust our answers accordingly to this, so our clients will know with better precision, with better education about what's going on, and they will get a more educated answer. Many of those systems do not take into consideration what's going on right now, and they get outdated answers from knowledge base. We will eliminate this. We will give them answers that are up to date, up to the situation, and they're completely context aware. Also, we plan to provide external exposure. So not just it will be used internally in the company, it will go online into external resources where we use blogs, we use frequently asked question sections, we have online sites, and we will make it publicly available. So it will boost our SEO, it will let Google better index us, will let Google better know about us, and it will increase customer loyalty and the customer productivity, and they will find answers easier and faster. So we will spend less time in consulting customers in Slack. And then deep learning NLP, yes, that's one of the key differentiators for us. We will provide deep learning framework here with generative adversarial networks for generating text and recurrent neural networks for conversational logic. That's what we want to use here. And that will make us absolutely up to date with technology, and it will be hard to compete because not too many companies do it, and those who do it on a very rudimentary way or not sufficient way. Tala does it, but Tala only does the workflows part. They have deep learning, they have process, Frame has NLTK, they have Bayesian analysis, but they do it purely statistical way. They don't have sophisticated recurrent neural networks or generative adversarial networks. So they don't do deep learning actually. It's just regression analysis or Bayesian analysis. Then we want to provide strong, insightful analytics. We will have dashboard where all the events will be summarized in graphs, in charts. We will provide way to do recommendations, to analyze, to extract conclusions and render some business decisions based on this. We will also define custom rules, triggers, events, and allow creating workflows on dashboard. So when something happens, you will be able to run certain things in the background, such as notifications, cron jobs, different workflows that you want to run, like campaigns, emails, SMS messages, notifications. They all will be done for you. Any types of arbitrary automated stuff that you want to run when certain things happen. notifications framework will be tremendously increased, not just in Slack, in Jira, in by SMS messages or emails, but on a number of different channels. And we also will allow complex integrations for Salesforce, Atlassian, SAP, AWS, Elk, Prometheus, Kubernetes. So we will create an ecosystem that is flexible, that is transparent and easy to integrate, extensible, scalable, and this will increase productivity of customer success teams tremendously. So those are the links. If you want to see, once again, you will be able to see the pitch on Dmitry wrote on my homepage, pitch PDF, the actual business process diagram where I describe the ratios, the times what we are trying to minimize. That's the business diagram, and then
it's 12 o'clock.
The architecture diagram. So let me show you exactly how this works. Imagine we have to ask a question. So to boost productivity in Slack, we use / commands. Let's imagine we want to use an automatic mode off. Let's set it off. There are two modes here. It can be, you see this is an invisible message, an ephemeral message that tells our admin that we have set it off. Now let's ask a question. Answer. Let's just type it. What is your name? And let's see what it gives us. Okay, so it found two questions. Let's say we like the second one, but we want to adjust it. So here we have that menu where we can edit it. We click edit, and it will open us this window. Let's change the name, Slack bot. And let's make this change permanent. I'm hugely productive. So notice those answers were found for us from knowledge base. So we click submit, and now our admin gets the confirmation. Of course, and it says, admin edited the answer asked by Dmitry Royden to be I'm Slackbot smart. So let's say I like it and I let it go. Now our client will see this as a whitelisted. You see this came here. I'm hugely productive. So let's say the answer that we want to see is not there. So we use a store / command. Store. I'm Dmitry Roitman, and I am the developer. Okay. That went into our storage. Now let's type it in once again. What is your name? Let's notice that we can also make typos. It will also know that it's a question. What is your name? And we will get something in response here. So it knows how to measure if it's a question or it's not. And I'm the developer. You see that question. So now let's see, we don't like this answer and we want to delete it. So we click delete, and it will let us know that it has deleted this question. Let's wait a bit. Hi, admin, deleted answer. I'm Dmitry Roitman. So the next time we ask it, it will not be there. What is your name? Those messages you see that I hear, those are ephemeral messages that are only seen by admins. So I'm typing here, what is your name? The next time I only see two possible questions because only two questions are found in the knowledge base. You see only two now. So that way, or once again, let us say it this one. Okay. I'm very excited about working with you. Let's make the change permanent, submit it. Now it will tell us that it's confirming it. And yes, edited the answer asked by Dmitry Reutman to be I'm Dmitry, and I'm very excited. Let's say I like it, I click post, and only after that, our client will see it as a real message. Hi, Dmitry Reutman, I'm Dmitry, I'm developer. So we got the question, you see. Similarly to approving it or deleting it, we can click make it QA, so it will go into our external QA resource. We can edit it, and we can also make it a Jira ticket. If for some reason at some time we want to make it automated, we can click auto off on. So when our automatic mode is on, there is no pre-moderation. So it's just chatbot versus us. So when we type, what is your name, our chatbot will find the most suitable question and answer it. What is your name? And you see what it answers. Hi, Dmitry Boitman, I'm Slackbot, I'm smart and cool, and I'm hugely productive. That just found what it thinks more appropriate, and it responded. There are other questions. It might be like, what time is it now? Let's type it. And let's see what it answers us. You see, it's 12:06 a.m. Eastern Standard Time. So it knows exactly the time. It knows how to figure it out for us. If the automatic mode was off, then it would first go to the moderator, to our developer or our customer success person. It would get the approval, and then it would get whitelisted. So that way, you have all those questions from knowledge base, and they get posted for you and answered for you. If you like to work in an automated way, if you trust your chatbot to work with customers directly, you can switch it on and off all the time. You can also store additional questions with store/command, which we have demonstrated before, or you can just use answer/command, what is your name? And it will still act the same. In first case, it just knows to identify if it's a question. So, hi, Dmitry Voigtman. I'm Slackbot. I'm smart and cool and hugely. Okay, so another scenario, say there are no answers, like answer, what is, like, how was your Friday? It will probably not know what to do because there is no question as of now yet there, but it will still try to figure out. Oh, it found something cool, very cool. So it knows how to render things. Say if we want to store it was great, actually. That will add more answers to the context. So we will use the store command here. And next time, let's switch back to automatic mode off. So let's make it pre-moderated. Now, every time we get a question, it has to get the approval. So when we type, how was your Friday? Let's see what it does now. Okay, so it found two answers for us. Now, as the one we just used the store command and the one that was in the knowledge base already. So let's make some minor addition here. Let's edit it. So it was great, huge, actually. We edit this answer, and the next time this will be our edited answer. So now our admin gets this for confirmation, edited answer to the question by Dmitry Voigtman, and we give it a green light. We allow it to be posted. So it goes into it was great, huge actually. That's what our customers will see. So every time we will find those answers from knowledge base and we will not have to type them over and over again. If we keep an eye on what's going on, our clients will get it after we approve it. If we switch to automatic mode, they will talk to our chatbot actually. So that's how it will work, just our basic MVP that we have built so far, so you have a better idea how exactly this works. I hope you enjoyed it, and we'll be happy to work with you. Thank you for your attention, and have a great weekend, and have a great day.